Namaskar, a very good afternoon to all of you, and I welcome you all to the development dialogue on the topic Transformational Changes Towards Viksit Bharat 2047. This program has initiated by the Ministry of Education, Government of India towards Vision 2047. Today with us, our guest speaker, Colonel Dr. Ajay Malik. Colonel Dr. Ajay Malik graduated from AFMC Pune in '85, did Masters of Surgery ENT from Army Hospitals, New Delhi, Delhi University, and postgraduate diploma in hospital and health management from a reputed institution. Colonel Dr. Ajay Malik served in armed forces from 1985 to 2021. He is also a reviewer and editor of prestigious Indian and international journals, including BMJ and IJOO. Examination paper setters and evaluationers for various national boards, including NEET, BZ, NEET, UZ, MS, ENT, Diplomate National Board. He is evaluator for accreditation of hospitals for postgraduate studies for National Board of Examinations and NMC. Currently, he is a professor and head of ENT and medical superintendent at AIIMS Kalyani, West Bengal. His list is very big. We are honored, sir, having you here at ISAR Kolkata for the development dialogues. May we now request Professor Satyabrat Raj, sir, Director in Charge and Dean of Research and Development, welcome today's guest, Colonel Dr. Ajay Malik. So, sir, please accompany sir for the dais. Please, big round of applause for sir. Sir, kindly take your seat. I request Professor Satyabrat Raj kindly welcome our guest speaker with a flower bouquet, a memento, and a shawl. Sir. Thank you. Also the memento, please, sir. Yeah. Thank you, both of you. Now I will request Professor Satyabrat Raj, sir, to kindly speak 2 lines on this program and welcome our guest speaker for this dialogue.
So I welcome Dr. Malik to ISAR Kolkata. So as a educational institute, we always see many educationalists, and from the academic background, I think all of you, those who are present here, and somehow you might have seen hundreds of academicians. The way academician thinks for the development world, and one day India will achieve its developed status, what Western has already started, was already achieved. Maybe our target is by 2047. So we thought while addressing that a dialogue will start as per the government initiative. A academician from our, like me practicing physics or chemistry, biologist, we think in a similar way. The academician thinks in a almost similar way. But if you go to the public, the advancement in a public view is different. That you go to West and what a developed nation implies, how is your road, how is your health condition, whether the poor are able to afford the health service or not. So in that way, we started to think a public person who is more appealing towards actually the public person, the understand a doctor is a known name to a public. So whether the health is actually affordable for the public to every general citizen. So in that, keeping this in mind, we decided to go with actually our, fortunately we have aims in our corridor, and to listen from an established practitioner. So how this aim we are going to achieve by 2047 to be called as a developed country, just like in US, or if you take a benchmark like what is developed, we take it always a America is the benchmark, our comparison. So in this way, in this transformational discussion, dialogue, let's listen from an expert in the field of ENT for a practicing who is actually practicing for the last 30 years from in that field. And I once again welcome Dr. Malik for this dialogue. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Mobile. Thank you, sir, for your very kind and generous words. And I take this opportunity to thank ISER for giving me the honor and privilege to calling me here for this expert talk. When I came here in 21, right, I was interacting with the students. First year only students were there, and I said, how do you spend your time in the evening? And that Kehta sir, we go to play cricket. People go to this. I said, cricket, we didn't have a ground, we didn't. Sir, ISER, sir, students are there in ISER. Later, faculty came, faculty families were there. I said, where do you go for your swimming? Somebody said swimming. Sir, ISER next door, sir, they have been very kind. They have been allowing us to go there. I was speaking to the director one day, that time, how are you planning your research? How are you planning your thing? So he said, ISER director is very kind. He's called me to his house. We have discussed. We have had a meeting of all central institutions here and all that. There I realized, ISER, a person or an institute which is willing to give is the best example of humanity. And at the onset, I think you all deserve a clap for yourself for what ISER you all have made this institute. Right, from the students of my institute right to the director, have so grateful and honored that you all are our next door neighbor. So thank you, sir, for being there. My talk today is basically on transforming dialogue. As pointed out by the director, sir, this is the initiative of the government of India to, generally, what happens is people take things for granted. You see in your house, you see one day you're hurrying up, you will get up late from the bed, you will come hurrying up, and you will find your food is not ready, your breakfast is not ready, you tell your mother it is not ready. Breakfast is not ready, I'm getting late for school, I'm getting late for college. But try doing it one day, every day, weekly, monthly, that making your breakfast ready at 6 o'clock in the morning so that you can go to school, and you will start understanding the value of your mother. The same thing is this government, we take it, a lot of people are telling a lot of things, oh, India aisa hai, a lot of, you see nowadays in the people, they go back to our great founders who gave us independence, criticizing. It's easy to criticize, but once you're in that shoe, you will understand the value of it. Bertrand Russell said, It's all affairs and a healthy thing now and then to bring a question mark to things which have been long taken for granted. So this is why this kind of a dialogue, this is kind of thing, just bringing a kind of an exchange between us about how India is developing, a vision of what India is going to be 2047. I will not be there, but some of the younger people there will be there, and how do you want to take your country forward is all this about. So we are here today to discuss about Amrit Kal, a Vimarsh, a talk, right? And this is an initiative by the government of India, as I said, under the guidance of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, and it is centered about the talk of a Viksit Bharat, or in other words, a developed India, which we are likely to see at the end of this century. Right? So what is the Vimarsh on Amrit Kal? What is this Amrit Kal? The goal of Amrit Kal is to create an India where all the facilities are there for everybody equally, whether a person is in the best of the cities or in the village. There is no unnecessary interference in the lives and the livelihood of the citizens of this country. Everybody is free. Where there is a world where whatever you want is available for your growth. You want to do something, it is available. Today, we are not in that state. We are not in that effort where we want to do something and it is not there. That is, there is a so-called brain drain, where we are going out to achieve our objectives. Where there is involvement of everyone in nation building, and in one sentence, what we keep hearing our Prime Minister saying, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and Sabka Prayas. We all have to be involved for nation building. Team India must work for the Viksit Bharat. This is the goal, this is the dream, this is the initiative, this is the road forward which our Prime Minister has given us. Right? From a near refugee state of what we were in 1947 after the independence to what is a dream is the road or this message or this interaction which we are doing to go forward to. So Viksit Bharat is a thought. As the great Lord Buddha said, we are creatures of our own thought. We are shaped by our own thoughts, and what we think is what we become. So that is sankalp, a commitment is necessary from our side as well to transform our collective thoughts together for the development and the prosperity of our country. And therefore, the sankalp se siddh is a commitment to achievement, is the mantra behind achieving this goal. We all have to commit ourselves to achieve this great goal. And that can be achieved by this Panchatattva, or what is the five, we have 5 elements. You know, our great forefathers gave us these 5 elements from which the human being, the body, can live harmoniously and properly. There are 5 such Panchatattva mantras, that is the freedom from colonial impact, pride of our own culture and heritage, strengthening our unity, committing to a common goal, and enhancing the kartavya, or the sense of duty. Please remember, we have to go back to our roots. The first thing a colonial power does is destroy your roots, by which it can impose itself onto you, and that is what is happening to our country for the last 500 or 600 years. Go back to your generations, our culture, our thing, what these things are there, what is already in today's modern medicine, what we are reading, medicine has already been told about 2,000, 3,000 years back, right? So it is important that we come back to our culture, and that is the vision of our government. The vision is that every citizen has an opportunity to live a healthy and a prosperous life. A multifaceted vision about the nation's development encompassing healthcare, education, skills, development, defense, research, and everything. And there are five such road values or a roadmap which our Prime Minister has given, which is intent, inclusiveness, investment, infrastructure, and innovation. These 5 are what makes us Atmanirbhar. And what is Atmanirbhar? Atmanirbhar is a state where you are not dependent on others. It is not called, dependent is different, but you are not dependent on somebody else, right? And there are 5 pillars, which is on which anything which you need to grow are these 5 pillars. It is economy, the infrastructure, system, the people itself, the demography, and the demand, the requirement. For developing this kind of a self-reliance, we have to have bold reforms. And that is a need of the day. Today what we do, it is not going to come overnight. Today I want this, it will not come overnight. For that we have to reform a lot of things which we are doing presently. That is, be it agriculture, the way we collect our money, the laws which we make, our human resources, and our financial system. A large number of path-breaking rules have been done in the last few years, especially in the last decade, right? And there is a history of the development initiatives and which is creating, already started creating. That is why it is said that the Amrit Kal has started. A lot of these changes are changing the social impact which we are having on our lives. And it is not only us we are seeing it, but even the external world is now waking up that yes, there are changes which are occurring. There are massive changes which are occurring in health, education, skill development, entrepreneurship, development in rural areas, science, technology, and other things, and the list goes on. It will be difficult for me to cover it in this short span. It is difficult to cover everything in a short span. Let us look at some of the factors which we can, and the way forward to developing the Amrit Kal what we are. The way forward is basically there were systems in place, there were things in place, but they were not properly oiled or not properly done. So let us unleash this system and open the systems by which we can make our country and ourselves a better place to live in. And the greatest son of the soil, Abdul Kalam, let us start with education. And there is no greater teacher, which I think this country, and at least in my generation, than Abdul Kalam. And he said, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. He was a great man. Formal education may open the door to opportunities, but it is what we do with these opportunities which will determine success in life. You will get a degree today from this institute. We will get a degree, give our students an MBBS degree. But how many of them will use it for the upliftment of the people is what is going to change the country. Now, there are many factors when we talk of education. There are basically three. You can classify it into three. The students, you have the teachers to teach them, and you have the institutes, right? So all these amalgamate together. They come together to make the education system a better place. So let us look at these. So the education system, to develop it, as you know, we started with the NEP was there with the National Education. All of you must be aware of all these small things. I am just highlighting what is available to you. It was realized, the way we teach or what we teach is not sufficient for earning one's bread. It was also seen that prioritizing skill development of the youth is very important, which empowers them. Once they start working on their own, it empowers them to start developing themselves and therefore the country. And these NEP is formed on the 5 guideline. Basic pillars are the access to education to all, equity to education to all. Everybody should get the same kind of education. Good quality education, which is affordable and which is accessible. It is no point having a very good school at somewhere where the common Indian children cannot go and get the facilities. Now, along with that, it is to make sure that the young minds just out of college do not come out with empty hands. It's just not an empty degree which is given. They should learn to become capable of doing things for the country, and once you develop, the world will develop. It is like a saving for the future which will benefit benefit the country. The very many factors go into that. You have critical thinking, you have unique capabilities, emphasizing the conceptual understanding. You don't have to spoon feed them, you just give them the concepts, you give them us, and I'm telling you, our next generation is much more intelligent than what we are. So it is basically a thing where the people are excelling from whatever background they come from. And earlier we used to teach them only cognitive skills, that is rote learning. Either you're mugging up the numericals or giving them higher order things. But what is important and what is being now done is the soft skills. The soft skills include the cultural awareness, empathy, perseverance, grit, teamwork, and leadership, and basically being one. Okay, the new thing, one more thing which has come newly developed is the Samagra Shiksha, where we are changing the system from a 10+2 system, and we are starting to give the basics of, as I said, come back to our culture. That is the aim. So it's starting, the basics are coming back to the culture, where you're using your own mother tongue. That is what is the aim, to teach these small children first on the mother tongue, get the grassroots proper, and then move up the ladder as we go up. Now, this was for the primary and secondary education, and for higher education, the key objective is the PM Usha, which is to improve the equity of the higher education, and the primary focus is on giving employability to a market-linked courses or connections which are going to bridge the gap between the power, the knowledge which they gain, and the skills which they can get. Last but not the least are the teachers, and through Nishta, this is getting the school teachers together under one platform where they can have their voice, they can give their suggestions, they can give their ideas, because different regions of the country have different kind of challenges. So once you get them together, it is the teachers are benefited. If the teachers are not happy, naturally the teaching changes. What you impart will be different, isn't it? So that is why it is this initiative against the teachers also is very important. And last but not the least is the institutions. The institution for this cannot run UDISE positive, which is basically getting all the schools together. Just look at these figures. You're getting more than 26 crore children coming in the same platform, are given a same kind of treatment. Today there's a contrast. The rich man, a private, going to big institutions, getting private tuition and all that. So all that is going to change slowly, because teachers and the students are going to have a common syllabus, they're going to have the common subject, they're going to have common teaching, they're going to get platforms. In medicine, it has already started. All the national libraries have been connected in one platform. Anybody sitting anywhere, within Jorhat or in Kanyakumari, can access the library which is in NAIMS Delhi. Okay, all the journals are available to you there. Right? So that is how we are going about. Earlier the concept was of only education for the younger generations, but they have started a scheme now for education for all, that is for children above 18 years. Recently there was one in the news of a graduate who became a graduate, I think Kerala, 97-year-old lady, and she was in the news because she expired at the age of 102. So she did her graduation and at the age of 97. Okay, so that is where we are trying to go give education to everybody, and the amount of money is not less. It's giving about over 1,000 crores is being spent just for this, so that everybody is getting an education. So after the education, you need skill. You have to develop certain skills. One is learning, and after that you need to develop skills. What is the problem is this: of the education, uneducated is hardly 21%. So there is a vision that everybody at the age of, by the time we reach our 100 years, will be skilled in some way or the other. But that skill has to be relevant. It has to be aligned to the future goals. For example, I'm telling you, we are making robots, we are making AI, but sometimes you have to, repair all these things. And there is no better thing, let me tell you, is than the Indian Jugaad. Kahin na kahin, whatever you want is available. Any car part you want, there's a Malik Bazaar there, he will give you and make it for you and get it available for you. Right? So all the computers, whatever it is, the kind of things you see they are doing, they are repairing. So even this is a kind of a skill. You may not be a person to able to make a computer, but at least you can learn, they can learn to repair it. That is also a skill. To manufacturing of chips. And therefore, skilling in India is imperative if we are to avoid converting a demographic boon to a bane. You see the Indian, I'll come to that later. We are a young population, young and restless population. So if you leave a restless population without any work, it can not only stagnate, it can cause a negative impact. Okay, you can see it sometimes. Roadblocks, they create hindrances, they create problems. Law and order problems happen when the youth are not. You see your neighboring country, right? They have no work, so they become terrorists, right? So this is very important that we have to avoid converting demographic boon to a bane. For that, the government has taken out various schemes. I mean, there is endless. If you go, this list is huge, it will probably go to 3-4 slides. I have written some of the main ones which are there, and because that we'll have the National Skill Development Mission and the PMKVY, which are there, which are the main ones, which are bringing together education, industry, technology to move forward, okay, to move forward together and make a better development for the country. Now, to give you an example, look at this institute which has been developed with IIT Delhi and IIT AIIMS Delhi, is the Medical Robotics Center, which has taken together people from medicine, engineering, paramedics and other relevant personnel, have brought out what are the problems and together discussed and have started a center. And this is, you've seen this? Can anybody tell me what it is? This is the future of medicine. These are micro robots which are put in the body. So forget leading about pharmacology by MBBS course and then treating a patient. Today, technology by scientists, by engineers are going to be making drugs which are going to be. These micro robots injected into the blood, and they are going and clearing all the blockages in the vessels. They are going and repairing defects in the body. So that is the future where we are looking at. And for that, you may say treating doctors is now an MBBS course. It is not, it will go beyond that, right? So logistics, another big issue is logistics. We all know what is the problems while going to Calcutta on this road, NH34. You see what happens is the amount of wastage is 14% of your GDP, and these are figures not by us, it is by the, I think, the national figure of in the UN, some of the programs. And the Niti Aayog has trying to make it to 10%. So if you see, it causes so much of environment pollution, it causes so much of wastage in the country. So they have started a thing called the Gati Shakti plan, where they are getting together 16 departments, 16 ministries are coming together to develop the railways, renewable energy, right? To get all these priority in a comprehensive, in a prioritization work, optimizing all the groundwork to make a place where all this wastage, such 10% of GDP can be saved just by making things which are together, where we can transport things together. The last but not the least is manufacturing. India aspires to go to manufacturing. You see, economy, everything is about economy, and that is manufacturing. One of the biggest sectors today in this century is manufacturing. And what has happened is COVID has had its bad effects, but COVID has also had certain things. It has brought out certain things. It has brought out certain changes where we have understood what is the importance of self-development. The government has come out with various schemes like the National Skill Development Mission, the PLI schemes, wherein a lot of entrepreneurship is being made in India through the Startup India to the Make in India, right? It is becoming, Make in India was initiated in 2014 to infrastructure to create top-notch infrastructures through these schemes. And these are just highlighting the two of them. And you know, and I'll give an example. Look at this thing. I had not heard of this till about last month. And when I went for a national conference on management, I came across this person called Jitendra Sharma, and he brought out this Andhra Pradesh medical. Just look there. I'm just giving you 3 of them. This is the biggest hub for medical equipment and electronics in Asia as of now. They are making the largest number of incubators, largest number of oxygen concentrators in the world today. And I've just shown 3 of these. There are many such things. Name it, it is there. We are producing a MRI machine which is costing as on date 6 crores in 2.5 crores. Some people are skeptical. They say, make in India wala aise hoga. 60% of them are being exported. Okay, so we have gone to making MRI machines at this center, and there are multiple things, and it has got a Government of India initiative. Next is very important is the gender unlock. Okay, if you compare the statistics of India versus developed countries like Spain and Portugal, we find a vast difference where the women force are not working, and that is impacted on the family and the lives of the family, of the household. So once you empower them, once they come out, once they are able to get a bigger, okay, and more experienced, energetic workforce. And no better example can be given of gender of ladies imparting than Amul. Amul was initiated in Gujarat, and it was a model for the ladies. And you look at the 1981 to 3.7 million and growing. Okay, at the grassroots levels, it is everything is done by the ladies, right? And this is the role of, this is an article which is actually publicizing what they have done. Okay, the future is different, and the technology is going to be improved only when we are able to communicate, for which a Digital India initiative has been given, where you can see how much of effort has gone into developing this kind of a thing. It is not only the cities in the urban areas, it has gone down to the rural areas, because that is where PMG Disha is a scheme, and you can see the number of figures. Look at the figures: 4.98 crores, 3 crores certified students, 4.18 completed. So once the rural areas of India are able to develop and give their potential, naturally the country will do its best. Healthcare. Let's unlock the healthcare, which is my field. Rudyard Kipling, who was a famous author who was born in India, has said, "Nations have passed away and left no traces, and history gives one naked cause for it, one simple reason in all cases: they fall because the people were not fit." And that was seen in COVID, right? And that is why that saying of health is wealth. And most important, it is not only the physical, it is but also mental health. And towards that goal, the government of India, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, has taken out many such yojanas for health. So once health is okay, everything is good. And some of the yojanas I'll just go through. These are the infrastructure, affordable medicine, vaccination, medical education, yoga, and all that are there. One of the biggest hurdles is cost factor. Okay, and not only in the center, but many states. We also have a Swasthya Sati in West Bengal, where 5 lakhs are given for primary, secondary and tertiary care. Secondary and tertiary care development of health care, which has got 55 crore beneficiaries. 55 crore beneficiaries are helped by this scheme of giving this kind of a loan, of kind of a insurance policy. We all know where India succeeded. Initially, people were skeptical. Ye kya hai, vaccine hai? People were not taking. In our own country, people were not taking. Later, it was exported. Then we are providing quality medicines through Bharatiya Jan Aushadhi Kendras. All the expensive medicines are now available at a cheaper rate. for the primary health care at the grassroots village level, that is where the health is not proper, doctors are not available, you have quacks. To overcome that, digitalization has been the biggest thing, and where you saw that movie 3 Idiots, how that baby is delivered. Exactly what is happening now. This is what we are doing over there in our aims ourselves. It's called the spoke and hub. We are the hub where the specialist sits. The hub, the spokes are the different, PHCs or the sub centers where they can directly talk to us about a patient, and they can get a referral, they can get one-to-one, talk on the patient's condition and get the treatment which is right at the primary level. A tertiary treatment is given at the primary level. Secondary and healthcare, that is the bigger institutes, are being benefited by a lot of these newer schemes, newer development. As I said, the Indian marketing awareness or equipment are coming cheaper because they are now being made in India. Poshan 2. Poshan 2 is basically addressing the ladies, the health. Lot of homes are get spoilt when the mother dies during pregnancy. We still have problems about lactation. We still have problems about nutrition in childhood. So all these are catered for under the scheme which is known as the Poshan 2. We are not only in India, we are going abroad. We are going beyond the India, where recently in the Global South Summit, our Prime Minister said, I would like to announce a Arogya Maitri project, where we are going to provide healthcare facilities and healthcare equipment and medicines to other countries. Swachh Bharat, 7.9 GDP in 2019. These are the figures of WHO, is lost because we were not clean, we were not having a clean environment, right? And this was in 2015. We started it in 2014 with the Swachh Bharat scheme in India. ODF, that is the open defecation free concept, had come in, and if this is implemented in the right way, it will come down to, we will save about $64 billion, which is hell of a lot. Okay, this shows the importance of how important it is to keep a clean self. And now we have gone forward. We are all under this month. We are all undergoing this special campaign 3.0 under Swachh Bharat, where besides keeping our environment clean, besides keeping our own household clean, we have gone to making files, our organic waste, our office space, and many more other things. We are getting rid of old files, digitalization of the space, etc. The most important, therefore, for doing all these schemes is the economy. As Sir pointed out, we are now becoming one of the fastest economies. Okay? And this is the workforce which I was talking about. We are projected to be 31 years compared to the 42 and 42. We are a young, vibrant country. The per capita income growth is, Sir said, our landmark is USA 25,000, and their GDP is around 25,000. And we envisage by 27 to reach more than that. So these are the figures which are given by World Bank data. Is they have calculated, if we keep growing like this, then we will reach magical figure of 6,000 GDP. And this is in the yesterday's news. I just made this clip. This planning has started 9 years back. India, not far when India will become the top 3 economies. This is our Prime Minister yesterday. Right? So next is, but for all this you need money, and it started with the first general budget of Amrit Kal, that is, which was given by our Honorable Finance Minister, where all these factors have been taken into the inclusive development, reaching the last mile, youth power, financial sector, and infrastructure development, and that will unleash the potential. But for all this you need something which keeps you harmonious, harmonic, and that is a good governance. So target of this government is a good governance. Good governance covers all these factors. It has to be transparent, accountable, responsive to the requirements, and that is what this government is trying to do. Based the 7 pillars of effective government, which is pro-people, proactivity, participation of everybody, of all citizens, empowering the people, especially the women, inclusive of all caste, creed, anybody, what we want to call, equality to everybody, young, old, everybody, and most important is being transparent. Therefore, it is for you young people who are going to be here and developing and taking the country forward to 2047, to take you forward and decide your own future for freedom, trust, justice, love, peace, prosperity, and many more things. And why is it more important to us is because it is the hand of the youth and the future generations, the academic community, what we are, and that is why these lectures are being taken all over the country on in academic forums, responsible for guiding and the current generations on the proper path and shifting the proper path or ecosystem, shifting the ecosystem to one of development and targeted orientation towards speech. So don't trip forward while you are going, keep going forward. That is my message to you. To achieve what the Prime Minister's vision of a better India, we need to commit ourselves and bringing together various factors of bringing a healthier, educated, skilled, secure, and technologically advanced country. This goal is bigger than politics, and it is a duty to work together to make it happen. Golden words. These are the words of IMA, Indian Military Academy. Okay, and this is every officer who passes out, crosses the steps, and takes this oath. The safety, honor, and welfare of a country comes first, always and every time. The honor, welfare, comfort of the men you command come next. Your own ease, comfort, and safety comes last, always and every time. If you follow these kind of things, where you keep yourself less and your country first, your country is bound to get better. Okay? So please dig deep and get your soul into doing best, and let it be counted. Let's stand up and be counted so that your future is clear for yourself. Okay, this is me about 30 years back. I have been what should I say? I have been serviced by this country right from birth. My father was in the army. He was a doctor. I also died. From my birth, I have been looked after by the country, and I have seen from this staying here to staying here today. Okay, this is about 30 years back when I represented the country in the United Nations in Somalia, and I am doing multiple roles. You can also do it. I am a doctor. I was in the army. I was a doctor. I was a teacher. 3 roles are being played even now, so we can do multiple roles we can take on. I want to show you this slide. This is of a slide taken in Somalia where I was there. You see this child? Somalia was a country which was in 92, till 92, before they went into civil war. The number 2 country in Africa after South Africa. And in 1-2 years it reduced like that. Fight among themselves, a civil war. Only one religion, no multiple religions. But they fought among themselves. And if you trace back the history, they were all from one family. And today they fought and created a situation where this poor child is facing this. But I am not trying to show you what this child has become. I want to tell you one more thing. How many expect this child to have survived? Dear friends, this child survived. See the resilience of the mother of the child. This came to me when I was in the camp over there. We treated a little bit of help from us. But I am telling you, even though you are down, today there's a lot of this depression, you see suicide, you see children getting into depression and committing suicide, cutting the fingers. Watch this. See the resilience, see the thing in the eye and the faith, and that is how you can make your country, whatever dumps you are, you can grow up if you have the vision to do it. So that is the message which I want to give, and hurry or you will miss the rocket. This is what the country is going to become. It will not be bus. 2047 you should be saving, hurry up, otherwise you will miss the rocket. Right? I finish my talk here, and Jai Hind. We move towards Bharat 2047, and a happy Durga Puja to all of you. No questions. because this is all known to everybody, right? But I look for the younger generation who are going to take forward. What are you going to give your suggestions and solutions? Thank you for being a patient listener.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your such an insightful talk.
Thank you.
We have learned a lot of things today, and I hope all the participants over here, mainly I will go for the students. You have seen what we are going to do, or the country is going towards. So if you have any discussion, any questions, see, there is no question, but say, okay, fine.
So you have to take the country ahead, right? So I
So
want to
your
hear from
turn.
you. How is it going to go over?
Yeah.
You see the number of schemes. See, we can, as I told you in the beginning, okay, you can be given the ingredients, but you have to make it forward.
So
what
to
is your?
just enhance our kartabya.
You see, this is if you go to the Indian, what should I say, the culture and all that. There was always a parda system. It's not. I don't mean any particular religion. You see that there was always to be inside the house. It will take time. And the Gujarat model, which I showed you in Amul, has brought it out. Two things are there. There was, if you see the figures of female infanticide, which were very high, I don't know about the statistics, exact statistics, it is actually reducing now. But I feel that you take your toppers over the years. You start from 12th, you start from my college, MBBS, you take in IITs, now even in engineering, it was a male domain, slowly are having girls. So they have the talent, you agree with that? They have the wherewithal, they have everything. So moment we are giving an equal opportunity, that is what the country is doing, and that is what, if you see the Prime Minister, you see the different state ministers, they're giving out, Bengal is the biggest scheme. You see they have given out so many dolls to ladies as such. Sometimes I feel as a man, we are being neglected. But I feel that these statistics somehow don't, tally, because they don't go and cover the whole, ambience of the complete thing. It doesn't give a proper figure. But yes, I think what your figures are more probably in rural areas is, yeah, so maybe, these figures, if you see one of the slides, I don't know where you observe, where it has gone down, and then it is going to come up. Even the economy slide, the World Economic Forum has said it will go down a bit and then it will rise, right? So maybe we are in that phase where you are seeing it down and then go up. The good question, yeah.
Both Dr. Malik and to even our ISA system, that the EWS students, economically weaker students, I'm pointing out the point from your NEP equity, that each and everyone should be given equal opportunities. Regarding that, even though in the ISA system, I have seen that the total fees that is charged from the economically weaker section is equal and the same as what is charged from the general students. So why is that? And is this the same in the medical community?
Now, medical community, I can tell you it is again the same. I think there will be some change in policy about that, but in our system also it is the same. The fees remain the same. But I'll tell you, in my college, where I was, we used to give benefits in the sense of giving books. The books used to be free, the prices used to be less. So those kind of benefits are there for the underprivileged children. I'm not sure what is the thing here.
But they are the economically weaker section, so
yes,
how then
agreed. I'm sure certain these schemes will be coming up, and this point can be taken up, of course. and where I'm sure that we will be giving some benefits to the economically weaker sections.
Okay, so my final question will be regards to your career, and you have been a fantastic speaker, and it's an honor to have you. Regarding your slide about Ayush ministry, so with our current data and the current research and investigation into the H letter in the Ayush, that's homeopathy, you have seen that it's totally been disregarded and it's been viewed as a negative, or you can say pseudoscience in the science community. So why do you think the government of India included the character H in Ayush?
No. Ayush is there before allopathy. Ayush has been
Yes.
there before allopathy. You have a medical college on homeopathy in Calcutta,
Yes.
right? So at least for me, it is not a thing which I have taken allopathy. I have seen the work of from a good homeopath. Where allopathy has failed, allergy, you see these allergy patients which you get, all this because of pollution or whatever. We have these allergy patients. I am actually seeing where I was had to give a child a steroid. His grandfather came, who was in the hills of Himachal. He was taking again homeopathy medicine from some local people over there, did not work. He came, he observed in 2 months, and one day I saw him, my colleague, he came and brought his child to me, and I saw everything was clean. I said, what happened? And he said his grandfather had come and given him medicine. So what I'm trying to tell you is the quality of doctor. It is the quality of teaching what you do. The student is not bad. It is what are you teaching. MBBS students, why is there a priority that I want to go to the AIIMS first? That simple answer, I think that will answer your question, right? Why does a student come to an AIIMS first and then let's say down one goes to homeopathy? But take it from me, we are going to get an Ayush hospital here. You are going to have Ayush doctors and Ayurvedic doctors mostly who are going to be doing, and I'm telling you now there's going to be collaborative. MBBS students are now going to go 6 months into Ayush, either in whatever is available. We are ourselves here tying up because our first batch is going up. Since we don't have anything local, we are tying up with the homeopathy and Ayurvedic institute. There's an Ayurvedic college also here. So basically it is a kind of a, you decide what treatment you want to do. We give you all three. That is one. And the second is where we use the best of all to heal a patient. Right? So, and I'm telling you, mark my words, 2047, you will see yoga. Today more teachers are there in the West, let me tell you frankly, rather than what you have in your country. And slowly these will pick up, mark my words. You will be here in 2047, remember that.
But sir, I was asking regarding the extreme dilution such that there is no particle of the medicine in the homeopathic medicine and the manufacturing. So in a way, you are just giving just water or just plain simple ethanol there. So what's the point of those medicines?
Which medicines?
Homeopathic medicines.
No, they work. Who said they don't work?
How are they made?
Pardon?
How are they made?
How are they made?
Or manufactured?
No, I don't know. That's not my field. But yes, homeopath, they have their own, they have the scientific method. They have institutes which are their own pharmacological things. They come under a separate thing. We come under MCI. They don't come under MCI. They have their own council who do all that, who are looking into these things. Right?
If that is the case, then why the MBBS or the doctor MBBS degree or the doctor title is not given to any practitioner of homeopathy?
Who told you it's not given?
Are they can they do
Yes.
surgery?
Pardon?
Can they do surgery?
Yes.
What?
Are you aware?
No.
MD Ayurveda, MS Ayurveda in Maharashtra and all are able to do surgery. They are qualified surgeons.
Okay, I did
Even in
not know
Calcutta, there are certain hospitals where they are qualified surgeons. And let me tell you, some of them are damn good. Okay?
that. Okay.
But they cannot prescribe our medicines, we cannot prescribe their medicines. And that divide is being done. Okay? So I am telling you that there are a lot of surgeons. And that is what the aim of the treatment. You go to Sundarbans, you will not get a doctor. But if you can train some of these, they are homeopath, they are there. If you give them a training, if you can, let's say, add a paracetamol in his kind of a repertoire, he will be able to benefit patients. So that is outreach, which is going down, right? So there are, but let me tell you, it is not, I will not say they are not unskilled. They are what kind of recognized surgeons and all that. They are doing it.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the information.
Hello. Sir, I would like to request our director, sir, so kindly give your closing remarks over here. Thank you all the participants. Thank you students. Thank you you for asking so many questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everybody. So while listening all this talk, I just remembered few things that if you see in the daytime, maximum birds, जितना चिड़िया दिन में उड़ते हैं, only एक दो चिड़िया रात में उड़ते हैं. So don't be those 1-2. You join the mainstream because everybody has to contribute to the growth. आज खुद को पूछो, तुम अपना घर में, अपना फैमिली में बेस्ट एजुकेशन पा रहे हो? मेरा बच्चा मेरे से ज़्यादा पढ़ पा रहा है. हम आज इम्प्रूव, हमारा फैमिली का, हमारा पेरेंट्स से इम्प्रूव किए क्या? आप यहाँ पे जो, आप चले जाओ 1 किलोमीटर दूर में मोहनपुर चले जाओ, जहाँ से हम स्टार्ट किए. यहाँ पे जहाँ बैठ के इतना एसी रूम में बैठते हैं, वो लोगों को पता भी नहीं है ऐसा एग्जिस्ट करता है बोल के. दिस सेंट्रल एसी सिस्टम दे डोंट हैव इमेजिन. घर में जो काम करते हैं उनको लगता है कि ये एक फॉरेन है. आपको लगेगा नहीं, क्योंकि आप उसमें रह के पता लग गया कि ये कॉमन है. आप चले जाओ 2 किलोमीटर दूर, तो देश तो आगे जा रहा है और जाएगा भी, मगर टारगेट है 47 में हम कंपैरेबल हो सकते हैं या नहीं. आप अगर ऐसा छोड़ दोगे शायद एक समय हो जाएगा, बट आप उसका पार्ट होना चाहते हैं नहीं. अगर हर एक का कोशिश जरूरी है, 1-2 तो नहीं करेंगे और कभी 100 नहीं होता है, 1-2 बच जाएंगे. उस मेंटालिटी में लेके काम नहीं करो, क्योंकि आप ही बच जाओगे. वो 1-2 वही रात का चिड़िया वाला आप बन जाओगे. आपका कोशिश हर बार सोच होना चाहिए कि पॉजिटिव. नेगेटिव सोचोगे नेगेटिव होगा. आप अगर भूत नहीं है बोल के सोच के चलोगे, भूत नहीं है. सोचोगे कि भूत है तो भूत होगा. आपका सोच है. आपका अगर लगता है कि नहीं मुझे भी अच्छा करना है, you can criticize for everything. Everything you criticize. This is good, this is bad. You can criticize for everything. साइंस पढ़ने से अच्छा है या आर्ट्स पढ़ने से अच्छा है, इसका कोई उत्तर नहीं है. अगर खाली साइंस पढ़ने से अच्छा है तो देन आर्ट्स पढ़ेगा कौन? देन तो लैंग्वेज भूल जाएंगे लोग बोलना. हर एक का प्लस है. आपको पॉजिटिव देखना है जिंदगी में. नेगेटिव में आप तो क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं हर एक को, व्हाई, मैं क्यों बोलूं? आप बोलना चाहते हो आप भी बोलो. हम अगर आज ग्रो कर पाए आप भी कर सकते हो. आपका पॉजिटिव देखो, नेगेटिव तो बहुत है. तो ये चीज जो 2047 देखो कहां पे ना कहां आपको एक टारगेट लगाना है कि वही टारगेट तक हमको अचीव करना है, नहीं तो एंडलेस हो जाएगा, इंसान मर जाएगा. तो टू अचीव वो टारगेट आपको हर बात पॉजिटिव सोच के ही आगे जाना है. ये जो सिस्टम है वो सिस्टम चेंज होता रहेगा. आप देखिए ना, ले लीजिए 20 साल आपसे पहले कितने लोगों के पास मोबाइल देखे थे, कितने लोगों के पास इंटरनेट का था। आज इंटरनेट के लिए आपका इंफॉर्मेशन कितना मिला है। जो चीज आप पूछ के पता करते थे, आज आप खुद ढूंढ के पता कर पा रहे हो। नॉलेज इतना हाथ के पास में हो गया है। ये चीज कंट्री तो आगे जाएगा, आप उसमें शामिल होना चाहेंगे या नहीं होंगे? कुछ लोग नहीं होंगे, क्योंकि 100% लोग नहीं होंगे। ऐसा नहीं कि अमेरिका में पोर नहीं है, पोर है, और हर जगह में पोर रहेंगे। बट आप होना चाहते हैं क्या? कोई नहीं चाहेगा। तो इसको अगर नेगेटिव देखेंगे तो उस कैटेगरी में आप उसको शामिल होंगे। आप अगर बोलेंगे कि पढ़ के फायदा क्या, वो भी है, पढ़ के कुछ फायदा नहीं है। आप जाओ 7 नंबर में मोहनपुर में फल जो बेचता है, उसका बेटी एमए कर रही है। पूछ लो, रियल डाटा है ये। मतलब एक हालत यहां तक आया है कि फल जो बेच रहे हैं वो भी सोच पा रहे हैं कि पढ़ाई लड़की अगर करना चाहते हैं तो एमए कर रही है। 20 साल पहले, 30 साल पहले लड़की एमए करना बहुत बड़ी बात है, वो शहर में होता था। ये मोहनपुर 7 नंबर ये कोई शहर नहीं है, कलकत्ता से कितना दूर है, शहर का हवा भी नहीं होगा। वहां का जो फल बेच रहा है वो तो यहाँ पे तो चलो सब लोग को कुछ एकेडमी में घुसे हो, उसको भी लग रहा है कि पढ़ाई का महत्व है। वो लोग ज्वाइन करेंगे पॉजिटिव में, क्योंकि पढ़ाई करने में कुछ तो पैसा खर्चा होता है, क्यों करेगा? तो पॉजिटिव देखो, नेगेटिव सोचेंगे नेगेटिव ही दिखाई देगा। नेगेटिव को सोचना नहीं है, क्योंकि नेगेटिव सोच सोच के आपको लगेगा कि नेगेटिव ही आपका सब कुछ है। तो ये जो अग्रगति हो रहा है देश का, आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन, आप अगर सेल्फ हेल्प इज द बेस्ट हेल्प, आप अगर उसमें शामिल हो पाए तो हर एक अगर इंसान इसमें शामिल होगा तो देश ऑटोमेटिकली वो अचीव कर ही लेगा। एक इंसान रोड ठीक नहीं करेगा, बट रोड ठीक होने से हर एक का बेनिफिट है। देश का स्वास्थ्य व्यवस्था अगर अच्छा होगा, प्राइवेट गवर्नमेंट सब कुछ में जो जाके स्वास्थ्य का सेवा ले सकता है, ये सबके लिए मंगल है। माने इंसान यहाँ पे स्केयर्ड है क्योंकि काल क्या हो जाएगा, काल के लिए हम आज ओरिड है। इतना बड़ा कंट्री, 1/6 पॉपुलेशन, ठीक करना भी इतना इजी भी नहीं है। ये पार्ट ठीक करोगे तो उस पार्ट भी खराब होगा। तो यहाँ पे हर एक का कंट्रीब्यूशन चाहिए, हर एक पेट को, हर एक इंसान को लगना चाहिए कि नहीं हम वो अचीव कर सकते हैं। अगर आपको लगेगा कि आप अचीव नहीं कर सकते हैं, आप कभी नहीं करेंगे। आपका जितना ड्यूटी है, आप अगर उसको उतना करेंगे कि मेरे को इतना ही करना है, मेरा ड्यूटी, आप अपना फैमिली के लिए करते हैं, आपका देश के लिए भी ड्यूटी है, उसको भी कुछ मात्रा में करना है, सो दैट आपको खुद का सेल्फ सेटिस्फैक्शन एंड यू हैव कंट्रीब्यूटेड टू द कंट्री and you have only, this is the only country you have, you represent the country. Neither you can change your skin color, neither you can change your, anybody will see you from the outside, even in US will say that you are Indian, even you are from the nearby country, because we have a representation कि ये इंडियन है, क्यों 1/6 पॉपुलेशन हम ही हैं। तो हमारा ये जो अचीवमेंट है, देश जो आगे जा रहा है उसमें हर एक को पॉजिटिवली सोच के कंट्रीब्यूट करना है. आई होप एवरीबॉडी विल होल हार्टली विल जॉइन दिस मूवमेंट एंड that's all for this day. And also I thank you, Dr. Malik, for these things. Thank you, everybody.
I request all of you for a group photographs, please, sir.